Welcome back to the Kerbal Space Program. Yeah, just a quick one today because my Kerbal Space Program starts getting a bit stale. I haven't done anything since March because once the COVID-19 situation hit, I sort of went back and did how shall we say, less demanding videos for a while. But now I'm back and putting all my efforts into writing these Kerbal operating system scripts. Okay, so from the top, I'm writing an autopilot that will go to Minmus, take off from Kerbin, go to Minmus and return. Doing it in stages. I've already done a launch to orbit script. So the next step is, the problem is we're now in a pretty good circular orbit around Kerbin. I don't know how well you can see that screen there, but it's that's the better way of doing it. The periaps and the apoaps are almost identical, and the other way to tell is to look at the eccentricity number, and it's very low. The closer it is to 0, the closer you are to a perfect circular orbit. Now the thing about Minmus is it's not on a circular. It's not on a circular. It's on a circular orbit, but it's not on an equatorial orbit to Kerbin. It's actually inclined. You can see that there. It's inclined about 6 degrees. So the type of maneuver that I'm doing, what you want to do first is match the planes with Minmus, which is what I'm going to do now. Basically, from a technical point of view, you're solving this problem here. I think this will work if I try it. I select Minmus as a target. You see this line you get here? It's what they call the line of nodes. If you ever want to look that up in Wikipedia. It basically defines the line where my vessel's equatorial orbit, which is a blue line here, intersects with the plane of the orbit of Minmus, which is that yellow line there. And they further break that down into what they call the ascending and descending nodes. Okay, I won't go into that, but that's something you can look up if you're interested, what all that means. But the bottom line is, I want to make my orbit coplanar with Minmus, and to do that you have to match the planes. So I've written a script to match the planes, which I'll run right now. Hopefully, yeah. I'll just run it and you can watch the results. Yeah, okay, I'll explain the screen when it comes up because it gives me a bit of time to do that. Plane change. Actually, I should make that. Sorry, I'm a little rusty. I should make that a bit larger so it can be seen from a TV if necessary. I can make that. Make it 18. There you go. My eyes aren't as good as what they used to be either, so yeah. Alright, plane change test. See if that fits. I'll just make it a bit small if it doesn't fit. Alrighty. So it's running the script now. It's actually time warping to a starting position for my maneuver burn. Now, this is on rails time warping. I keep debating whether I really even want to do on rails time warping because it's cheating in my opinion, but it does save a lot of time. So bear with it. I won't go into the details because I'll end up talking for an hour. So my inclination is 0.4 degrees, practically around the equator, what they call an equatorial orbit, and the Minmus is actually inclined 6 degrees. So that presents the problem I have to solve. So my script's already calculated. I need to make a delta V change of 241 meters per second, and with my current engine configuration, that's a 5.4 second burn. So let's just let the thing get up to its settling point. I'll do it twice. I'll show it on the big screen as well, but this is the important stuff. This is the technical stuff. So you can see you got the it's actually 6.2 degrees. Okay. Oh yeah, okay. That's a little bit different, but anyway, I won't go into that right now. That's a relative inclination. Okay, the program ended. Yep, I'll just close that screen now. So I've now, I've now got an inclination of 6 degrees. And the important thing is my eccentricity has gone up a little bit, but not a lot. Not that it's strictly necessary, but when you write a script to do a plane change, you want to write it in such a way that it preserves the other orbital elements of your orbit, meaning your AP and your PE don't change too much, because that actually changes the shape of the orbit. If you've already got a nice orbit to begin with, why mess it up? So you try to just change one aspect of the orbit, which is inclination. You want to preserve the other numbers in the orbit. You don't, strictly speaking, you don't have to, but it's the neatest way of doing it. So yeah, I wrote the script in such a way that it preserves those numbers as well, and that was the tricky bit. All right, so you can see now that the relative inclination is now 0, so it's a bit hard to tell on this screen, but my orbit is now coplanar with the orbit of Minmus. So I was pretty pleased about the way that turned out. I thought I'd only be able to do an approximate solution, then I found an exact solution. It took me a few nights and a few cups of coffee to work that one out, I can tell you. But I did find it. It's all there. It's just when you read for the documentation, reference books and stuff, they all use different terminology, and that froze me a little bit. But I got there in the end. So what I'll do is I'll just I'll do it again from the other screen. I don't think there's any other important features that I need to discuss at this point. If you may have noticed something if you're watching really carefully. My script said I was going to do the burn at the ascending node, and it actually did the burn at the descending node. That's part of the script that I still haven't figured out yet. How do you, when you calculate your line of nodes, how do you distinguish between, how does the script distinguish between the ascending node and the descending node? Obviously it's possible because Kerbal Space Program's done it. I haven't figured out how to do that yet, but I decided to just get the video out anyway. Alright, let's just revert to our circular orbit again. Just squeeze that around a bit. kOS, bring up kOS. Run. tests. It's gone and I'll fix that in a sec. Oops. Oh, sorry, I can't spell either. I think I would have learned to touch type by now, wouldn't you? Let's go to 18. Hopefully that can be seen from a TV, but I'll check it out later. I watch most of my YouTube videos, even the technical ones, from my couch. It's just something I do, or while I'm watching, eating lunch or something. You notice how it's the rocket is frozen in its attitude. It's not. That's why it's a bit of cheating using on-rails time warping, because it locks the rocket. I think that's. I'd rather use physics time warping, but it just takes forever when you're making videos. I'd have to edit them all down, and too lazy to do that. All right, so it's a fairly clunky rocket. It's a standard one. It's a Kerbal X, but it. I think I've disabled the RCS, so it turns very slowly. That's why I had to allow 90 seconds for it to settle before I calculate the burn. So yeah, it's turning using its reaction wheel at the moment. Actually, I don't think it's even got an additional reaction wheel. I think it's just got a built-in reaction wheel in that the command capsule, which gives it a bit of torque. So you can see it's trying to steer with the rocket, but of course the rocket's not active. But it's still trying, and it's kind of a bit of jitter there. But that's not me. That's Kerbal operating system. I don't think I can remove that. I think it's just kind of the way it works. Going to work. It's not 100% perfect, but hey, it was a scripting system that was built on top of an existing game. You know, it's not going to be perfect. So I'm not knocking it anyway. It's just a fact. Alrighty. Okay, that wasn't very exciting, but I thought I'd show you anyway. Just go back over to that other screen. Yeah, that's pretty much it, really. Yeah, I've sort of told you why I've come back. I started from the top, presented a problem that we're trying to solve, and I've shown you that my scripted solution works, even though it's not perfect, because it's getting the ascending and descending nodes all mixed up. Alrighty. Anyway, that's about it. Now the next step. My next script that I need to write in this project is the script that will send my rocket out to there, from there to there, out to Minmus. And I already know that you have to solve what do they call it? It's the phasing of the orbit. That's the problem that I have to solve now. But at least I'm starting off from a nice coplanar orbit, so certainly getting there, even if it is taking me months to do this thing. Alrighty, I might as well just stop talking. I'll catch you when I've got the transfer script written. Oh, I'll make the I think these scripts aren't. They're not perfect, but they're in pretty good shape now, better shape than they were. So I will actually release them. I'll put them in on a Google Drive with a public link. I might do that probably a few more, maybe several hours after I've uploaded the video. So you won't see them there straight away. So you just have to check back. Yeah, I think that's all right. I'll still say they're work in progress, so they're not going to be perfect. I don't want anyone someone to write back and ask me to fix them, you know, because I'm not going to. But I don't want to be offensive either by refusing. But I think they're good enough that you can use them for your own projects or whatever like that if you want to save a bit of time. Otherwise, just write everything yourself. It's up to you. All right, catch you next video. Oh, I should, yeah. You see, yeah, what I'm doing is instead of editing the videos, I'm doing the whole thing live from OBS, which is really what you do when you're doing a live stream. But the way I do my videos, I pretend that they're live streams, even though they're videos. That way, I can justify not editing them. Hey, save a bit of time. But yeah, I should. This is one of those, because Kerbal operating system runs in the background. Actually, I could probably change that. Yeah, there probably is a setting. I should pause it first. There you go, it's paused now. Now I go over to OBS and now I do the outro. Right, got it.